Good morning. I'd like to explain the difference between a stem and a cartridge. Now, this lap faucet is called an 8-inch center because the spread between here and here is 8 inches. Okay, this faucet takes a stem, which the way this one comes off, a little different, is it just unscrews here at the bottom, you pull it off, and that is the stem. The stem is in here. The stem will have a brass seat to it. When you take it apart, you'll see all that. So you don't go in and ask for a cartridge, you go in and ask for a stem on a lot of these faucets, and you identify them first. Some of the faucets that you have to get the handles off would have a set screw, probably up here in the handle. This one's different. This is a real heavy, solid made faucet, okay? So, so the handle comes off, then they usually have another part like this that'll screw off, and then they usually have an escutcheon that screws off. But that's the way this goes back on here, okay? It sits on, it screws in here, you put the handle on so you know it's straight, then you just more or less turn this like this here, and then it tightens it down right on top of there, on and off, okay? That's a stem. Take the stem out, I always tend to use a socket on a stem because they got a hex fitting on the top of them, okay? This one here, if you remove this here, right in here, you can see that it takes, and you put a socket wrench on there. Sometimes maybe you got to hold it from down below, it'll screw it right out, and the stem's about that long. Some of them are about like that length, okay? Now, that's a good brass stems. They're brass body, brass everything. Some of the cheaper faucets use a plastic. They have a nut on the top, you pull the nut off. Very simple, but that's a stem. You find those in lab faucets. You can find them in the shower valve. Here's a new lab faucet. This bathroom is getting changed. My wife wants a new bathroom. This is going to be a wall-mounted faucet up here with the spout that comes out. This has a cartridge. This one is a Growy faucet. So you see there's two you turn off the water, you take these 2 screws, you pull it out, and it can only go back in one way. You kind of notice when you see on the inside of it that it can only go one way on that. So that's a cartridge.
How can you tell if it has a stem or a cartridge?
To tell the stem on it, it has, if you have a hot and a cold, and it's just one handle to turn them on, that's a cartridge, okay? Usually if you have just a cold side handle and a hot side handle, that'll be a stem. Same thing on a shower valve. You have a hot and cold. A lot of shower valves, we're going back over here, this is a Moen, okay? That has a cartridge. That is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best faucets that have ever been made, and they're still around. That's an older style Moen. It has a cartridge about 6 inches long. It pulls out, slides in, and it's very easy to replace. That faucet drips, or the stem might be leaking water out through the top of it for some reason through here. But that stem cannot be repaired. You must buy a new stem. Years ago, when we had stems, we had washers underneath the stems, and you could put a washer in the bottom of the stem, and below that was what we call a seat. No more. It's all contained in the stem. Okay, cartridges. When you see this cartridge right here in this faucet, this is not repairable. Just buy a new one. And if you own a Growy or a Hans Growy and you're having trouble with the faucet, and if you were to get on it and it's leaking, you can contact them in any manufacturer, even Kohler or American Standard. They will send you new cartridges, okay? Most of the time they will warranty those cartridges. When you can tell a faucet, you're having trouble with the faucet, and it's called a drip, not a leak, okay? If it is dripping, you cannot wait, it's not going to stop. It's going to constantly drip and probably get worse. People think, well, oh, it just started dripping, well, I'll just wait, it'll probably take care of itself. No, you have to fix it. And the longer you wait, the more problems you're going to have. Okay, thank you for listening, and have a good day.